I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna
I don't
get
give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
a
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel?
Huh?
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No.
I'm a stalker. I got pictures of you. She's trying to make a point. Do you like having a camera stuck in your face? And he doesn't get it. It like goes right over his head. And he's like, I got pictures of you. You want me to go get them? She's like, oh my God. Stay the fuck away from my family. Stay the fuck away from me. Go be normal. And stop bothering. I have this same these podcasts are like the same fucking thing day after day, repeat the same old. I just said this morning, when you contact me, I fucking hate it. Stay the fuck away from me and my family. And when you don't, we get your people's names, we get inside information on your criminal activity that you hid all your life until you did it to me. And what's Mr. Perry do? Starts asking me again. Is it this person? Is it your kids? Is it your ex-husband? Is it your family telling on me? Is it little John? Who's helping? Here's the thing. I will never help you. It's never gonna happen. Just go. Hold your breath and I'll get right on that. Jeez, what the? You shouldn't have to tell somebody the obvious. You have blown up my life. I've lost homes. I've lost cars because of you. You're trying to traffic me. He's typing in my phone. I'm single. I don't care. I really don't give a fuck. What did I just say? You're creepy and you're cruel. And you're strange-o, and you're weirdo, and everybody's sick of you. So we don't have any problems getting information. You do. Name one of my guys, quote one of their meetings. Ask Lucius, Calvin, who's bald and fat. Sonjay, your hacker. Geppetto, your witch. You hired a witch to cast spells on me. You're that pathetic. You're that pathetic. You have stooped that low. Mr. Perry's got Huntington's disease it causes. This is Cynthia Ortiz. This is podcast number fucking 2 on the 21st of April, 2023. The same disclaimer applies. I'll fucking show it again, I guess. Mr. Warman. Nobody cares about the names your client is called because everybody's mad at him for what he's done to me. No one cares, Mark. There's the damn disclaimer. See it? That's what the cops are supposed to do, TPD, when they get a stalking complaint. Not, okay, I'll go write your ticket now. Oh, let's give the stalking report right over to the stalker. And not get an ounce of evidence. Let's do that. And then he'll obstruct justice and ruin the evidence. The use of technology is going over the hacking and the cloning that the stalkers do. Like, these guys are a lot worse than that. They're sex trafficking, and they got caught when they did it to me. Let me try this again. You got caught when you did the crime to me. You started getting caught, Lucius, Calvin, Geppetto, Blankenship, Desiree, Andrew, James, and Reuben. They think you're leaks. Reuben, I don't know if you're Catholic or not, because if I've met you, I didn't know. There's one guy in Sapulpa who is a cop named Reuben. I met him once. It was not a pleasant experience. They came banging on my door on Christmas and said they were looking for somebody else, and we were like, yeah, that's bullshit. Because Mr. Perry had been threatening I'm going to have you arrested on Christmas. He loves to ruin my Christmases. This last Christmas, I spent it sleeping in my car by myself. I didn't even get a text from my family. Nothing. Because Mr. Perry likes to isolate women who he's going to traffic. He sold me to a realtor in Houston. You're caught, dude. You're fucking caught. Don't complain that you get called names when you act like one. Nobody wants to be trafficked, Mr. Perry. I have help you cannot get to. You keep asking me who it is. I will never help you. You know why? Because when you're gone, we don't have to deal with this shit anymore. This is about you want me to be delivered. We got your code words even out of this deal. When you contact me, we get more. When you contact me, we find out more. What's Keith got to do with this? What does Keith have to do with this? Did he take a little out of the weirdo till? Did he dip in a little to the weirdo till? Mr. Perry? Did you grease his palms? What's he got to do with this? We keep hearing his name come up today. So what's the deal with the audacity and the Bluetooth thing of my phone when I'm driving? You got caught on that too. I guess my ex... Let's just do one thing at a time. I have a little bit of ADD, so sometimes I jump around too much. Okay, so there's this. Okay, I testified for Officer Michael Neely in a murder trial. I said I believe you did the murder, because that's what the evidence told me. I don't know the guy. Michael Neely does not call me up and try to, defend his case with me and tell me, oh, I'm innocent, I didn't do it, please help me. That has never happened. It has not ever fucking happened. But here's the thing, Mr. Perry. I was raised in 4 generations of police. 4 generations of police. My granddad was the chief of police in the town where I grew up, and his name is on the front door of the police department where he was the chief. Yep, the Roswell aliens are helping us. How'd you know? They gave me a little bit of alien dust, and I can read minds now. And I sprinkled some of it on Mike Neely, and so we just read each other's mind. I mean, come on with this. But since you got Huntington's disease, and he's got paranoia and delusion and hallucinations and psychotic, and he's impaired cognitive reasoning, we're just gonna fuck with him with that. It's shapeshifters and aliens, and the aliens of Roswell gave me magic powers, and then I sprinkled the magic power alien dust on Mike Neely, and we can just read each other's minds all the time, and we can read your mind. So when you have a thought, it gets broadcast from me, from you, to me, to Mike, and all of the people who have the special alien powers of Roswell, okay? Go tell Judy that in your courtroom. There's no cops helping her. It's the aliens from Roswell. Go tell her, okay? Go tell every judge that you've been in front of that you don't have police investigating you, and that's not who's helping me. That it's Roswell aliens with my magic powers I got growing up in Roswell where they landed. Just go ahead and tell them, okay? God. So I testify for Mike because I look at that evidence. I don't listen to what people say. If the evidence corroborates a witness, then I'll listen to the witness, but the witness has no credibility with me at all whatsoever until that happens. People say whatever the fuck they want, or they're just traumatized and they don't fucking remember right. There's a lot of reasons why somebody would get it wrong, and witnesses are notoriously wrong. There's a lot of wrongful convictions, including a rape in Lubbock, Texas, where a woman was raped by a guy. DNA later that came out said, yeah, he didn't do it. They may look alike, but he's not the guy. You're traumatized. You don't know what the hell's happening. I believe Mr. Perry traumatizes me all the time. I have to be very careful. There's a reason I take good notes. There's a reason I do podcasts. That way I don't have to depend on my memory. I'm going today. He was recorded. I heard the recording. I can sign an affidavit that says the police have the recording. It is not mine. I don't have it. But I can testify to the fact that I heard it, and here's what the recording said. I typed it up on the day I heard it. It was before they did the shit, not after. I said Mike Neely was drugged in January 2020. I said it again in March 2020, and I'm the first one that said it. I'm the first one that said it to the Florida State's attorney. They had not deposed the first responders yet. They hadn't deposed them yet. In the depositions of May 2020, the first responder said, we walk in, we find a man unconscious and in respiratory distress. We don't find a bump on his head. We find he's been overdosed with opioids. We treat him with Narcan, and he comes right to combative, as people do when they're coming off of an opioid overdose with Narcan. They get combative. They start trying to hit you. It's like a jolt to their system. He was dying. They saved his life. And he wasn't hit on the head. He wasn't beaten. There's not a mark on his face where he was hit and knocked out. There's nothing on him. I'm not stupid. In fact, I'm showing a neighbor the pictures and all the whole thing. At one place where I lived, I'm showing him all this stuff, and he was like, I'm telling you something. This is bad. Because I'm not a cop. I wasn't raised by cops. Even I know this guy did not do that. There's no way. He didn't find out beforehand, before depositions were taken by attorneys, that Mr. Neely was drugged. I did. Did you want me to lie, Mr. Perry, about knowing Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it, or that it was confirmed in the depositions months later? Which one did you want me to lie about? You need to get a grip on reality. How did I know that? What does it mean that I had that information before? And then I'm supposed to testify. You suborned perjury, and we know that. Because every conversation you had telling them don't let her testify was recorded. You and Powell. Both of you. So they didn't let me testify, and I'm like, fuck. I feel like if I don't testify, he's going to jail. And he didn't do it. The guy in Lubbock got his, they had the wrong guy, but the guy died in jail of asthma. That's Lubbock. You got, I fucking hate Lubbock. I really hate that town. It is the weirdest, nastiest, grossest, most, hypocritical, it's just the town is fucked up. There's like 5 people that live there that I respect, and I don't know how the hell they stand it there. I don't know how. It is fucked up. It is. Tommy Tuberville is the coach of Texas Tech. I was working with his athletic team. I've showed some of the products that we sold them. And so I'm in and out of the athletic trainers room, where they do the training. I had met the football player. Okay, so they're telling me we want out of this place. It's bad. And I was like, you too? Oh my God, as soon as he finds something else, we're all out of here. We can't stand this place. And so that was being talked about long before he did. Tommy Tuberville goes to a recruiting dinner at the 50-yard line and gets up and leaves. And the guys who were there for the dinner, the players or potential players, thought he went to the bathroom. He didn't even dignify you bitches with a goodbye. He just left. And, this man is in the movie Blindside. He's a football coach, I think, at Auburn. He is now a United States Senator. I would say that he probably knew his shit. I knew my shit. I worked with United States Senators way before I met Tommy Tuberville's. I didn't even meet Tommy. I just met the people that did the athletic training. I was standing right next to him one day, and there was a bunch of people talking, and I was standing like literally right next to him. But I didn't talk to him. I didn't, it didn't matter. That's not the point. The point is, there are it's a bad place. He said the place is like fucking Iraq. And I couldn't say it better. I could not say it better. Did not dignify you guys with a goodbye. Didn't even say goodbye. Just left. Just like, finally get the fuck out of here. And they were wanting to for a long time because they all told me. They didn't we can't stand it here. It's weirdo. You think? And then they get the Tom Head thing of the UN's going to invade Lubbock, so we need 7 new deputies to approve the budget for 7 new deputies, because 7 new deputies are going to be ninja enough to hold off the UN should they invade Lubbock. All of that, wow, with the fucking alien people thinking, golly. So, surely everybody can see how nutbag that is in 100 different ways. It's nutbag that you think the UN's going to invade Lubbock, and it's nutbag that you think that 7 new deputies are such ninja they can hold off the UN should they choose to invade. Everybody was like, oh wow, it made the national news. It was that bizarre. That's Lubbock. I don't know what's in the water, but is crazy town. Then, you got Mr. Perry. When you contact me, we get more inside information on your crime. Ask Lucius if he thinks that's cute. You can't control yourself, can you? The shrink is like he needs to be. She said this a long time ago. As much as we've quoted him, as much as he's been caught, it speaks to his delusion that when he's told, get the fuck out of her life, that he thinks he has a choice. He doesn't have a choice. He ought to know that by now. Any normal person, any reasonable, prudent individual would know that by now. And I believe that he is so severely mentally ill. He has not cognitive. She said cognitive reasoning a long time ago, but she said no filters, no control over himself, and no grasp on reality. And he has no idea how foolish he looks. Not a clue. And needs to be hospitalized and sedated, because he's not going to be able to control himself at all. He'll keep going until he's arrested. He will go at her and not stop, even though he gets caught every time he does. It's like he fucking doesn't know what it means. Doesn't have a clue. Doesn't know what it means that we have as much as we have. Not a clue. No idea. Not a clue what that means. And he needs to be sedated. He's like straitjacket material. I file a motion to intervene for Mike Neely. He's a cop. He's a police officer. I come from cop. That does something inside of cops when you hit a cop. Except TPD, they don't care. But we got all this here that you violated this law, sir. More than once. Haven't you? As it pertains to me. When we found out you trafficked me and who to, you're caught. When we've recorded you guys talking about what you're going to do to me if I go back to my club, do you think I'm going to go back anytime soon? Until that danger's gone? Why would I? I'm not stupid. He's typing in my phone. Just go. Just go. Hold your breath. I'll get right on that. Just go. Just go. Oh, yeah. Why would I do that? Tell me who's helping you. Tell me. Well, here's the thing, dumbass. They've kept you from making my life worse than it already is, and I'm alive. You've tried to kill me a bunch of times. So why would I do that? How many times have I said, I will never help you? It's inappropriate that you would even ask. It's bizarre that you would even ask. Certainly, really bizarre that you would ask and expect me to answer that question. You're off your nut. You're fucking off your nut. I think you guys sit around and bullshit each other to where you have no idea what realistic expectations even are. I think you don't know, all of you. You're all a little nutty or you wouldn't do what you're doing all day. You have to be. Our shrink goes, I'll tell you what, there's some of those guys working for him that don't know they're nutty. They don't think they are. But I'll tell you one thing, when they're arrested and I sit down and talk to them, I'll tell you in about 30 seconds what their disease is, because they're nuttier. They're as nutty as Charles is. They're just as nutty as he is. What is this? Did you try to kill me because I filed a motion to intervene for Mike when you tried to suborn perjury by intentionally concealing a material fact that could have changed the outcome. And even reporters said, if we weren't sure that you guys got it right, if we weren't already sure, the thing is when they kept her from testifying, now we know you guys are right. We know you're right. She's right. They're right. Had she testified and they still found Mike Neely guilty, we might not know. We may not be sure. We might doubt that. Although didn't have a mark on him. Beat somebody's head back and forth so bad, his boss, Chief Lucky Miller, 6 days after they took a vandalism report. TPD, connecting the dots, says that's what stalkers do. They vandalize the car. You need to keep up with us. We're not slowing down for you. You look bad right now. You don't even know. Cops talk. Oh, and then the aliens, we can all read each other's minds. That too. There's all this. At least last night somebody calls in a helicopter flyover and a ping. And the guy's like, from what I can tell, she's putting police recordings she typed up in her Dropbox. So where's the crime? There's no crime. I can't justify it. Getting her peeing off her phone in a helicopter flyover. That's going to cost the taxpayers of Tulsa a lot of money. That's not your money. So no. And they didn't. I didn't hear a helicopter, so I guess they didn't do it. How would you even know where I am, stalker? I use a protected address through the state. This is the whole thing on the Michael Neely case. We gave him a whole page. He deserves a page. We gave him one. So Jodi Arias vandalized Travis Alexander's car, and the next escalation was his murder. 6 days they vandalized my car. They vandalized my car a lot before that I didn't call it in. Then I did call it in. 6 days later, I'm getting a text from Laura, the maid. Chief Miller's dead. And I'm like, nuh-uh. There's no, nuh-uh. Chief Miller's dead. And I'm like, no. No. Please tell me this is wrong. Mike is in jail. Mike, the one that took your report, he's in jail for this. And I'm like, son of a... And then she and about 10 other people come banging on my door. The Texas Mafia, after you, they got him. They got both of them. And I'm like, what? You believe that Charles Perry and David Robertson, whose employees are right here, Dynamic Shot, those people killed Chief Miller in Pensacola, and Mike didn't do it? I'm telling you, they got them both. Everybody in Manford was talking about it, Mr. Perry. You didn't fool anybody. I know you think you did. You did not. Chief Ridley, here's the thing with Chief Ridley. I think that the man is adorable. I'm confused as to why he hasn't done more to help Mike. If it's me, I'm ballsy though. I have a lot of courage. I'm not going to be stupid. Did you know when we have an active shooter in Tulsa, do you see TPD run in there with no gun? No, they all have guns and they're all ready to shoot the bad guy. They know they could get shot too. They know that. That's what they signed up for. The guy tells them that when they're training. They showed it on the news. You could get shot and you could die. You're running into the building of an active shooter. But the thing is we trained you how to survive. Okay, this is no different. I'm not going to go somewhere where I know you're going to hurt me and kill me or whatever. There are other people making decisions like assessing risk and benefit. Let's weigh that all out. Is it safe for you to go tonight? Yeah, it is. Go get whatever you can get. Whatever evidence they want to give you while you're there, because they're going to be there giving you evidence, get it. Or, nope, it's not worth it. Stay home. And I'm sorry you're going to be broke tonight. We'll figure this out later. You know we already have a plan to make up for every penny. Mr. Perry's going to pay a lot of it in restitution. Every penny he's cost you, because you can't go to work because he makes it dangerous. Why is he at your work anyway? I left Texas. I left Lubbock in 2013. You realize that's 10 years ago. And then I moved to the Dallas area. And then he made my life a living hell there. So I moved to Oklahoma where my family is. Had my family lived in Alaska or Idaho or Florida or California or Illinois, wherever, I would have moved there. Wherever they were, that's where I'd have moved. It just so happens they all live in Oklahoma. I came here to be with them and get away from Weird Charles. And I have that right. Stalking is the felony, Mr. Perry. Not calling you a name because you're strange-o enough to do something like that. So we gave Mike Neely his own page because he deserves at least that. Because you can't beat someone to death so hard, back and forth, like a car crash, she said, the medical examiner said, to where his skull becomes detached from the rest of his body. They call it internal decapitation. She testified that is what killed him. Blunt force trauma to the head, strangulation, but she said not strong enough, I think she said, if I remember right, not strong enough to have broken the hiatal bone, but he was already dead because he was internally decapitated. Hit so hard it was like he was in a car crash. Now, Michael Neely's found unconscious and in respiratory distress, and dying, and you think he's strong enough to do that and have not a mark on him? Okay, well, if there was a murder weapon used, it was not found in the room, and it didn't get up and walk out by itself, and Michael couldn't have taken it out with him. He didn't leave the room. It was loud and noisy, and as soon as it got quiet, people called downstairs and said something's wrong. It got quiet, something's wrong. They go up and check, and something was wrong. There was a dead body in the room. The chief, who 6 days before took my complaint and had asked me a few months before about a forged marriage license. And why are they taking your money? You're in a civil suit with them. I think they are weak and pathetic if they can't. I'm paraphrasing for him. Weak and pathetic if they can't just face you like men. If it's me, Chief Ridley, and the DA in Capri County, charge all of them with obstruction of justice, and that's it. Get Mike home. But I always have to remember, not everybody's ballsy. Like I mean, I've sued him. A lot of people. I guess I'm the only one that has. Am I the only victim that sued you? I did it myself. You made sure I wasn't going to find an attorney. We used yours, some of it, for some of that. Because you don't have attorney-client privilege when you're sitting there watching me type a brief by hacking my computer. Or calling Judge Morrissey when I'm just starting to do some research on a 12-1031 to tell her she's about to file a 12-1031. To which she replies, then I guess I'm going to have to do a little better in finding a reason to deny her than because it's frowned upon. So my guy goes, did you hear that? And I go, yeah. And he goes, okay. Here's what you're going to do. You got a 2-year statute of limitation on a 12-1031. Let that clock run out. He's going to continue to go at you, which is going to give you more fuel. And so let him run it out. They then get the new... Morrissey quit. She resigns because she's going to run for the state legislature. She loses. New guy's on it. New judge denies me. My guys are like, fine, they'll all go to jail. This is civil cases. They don't understand. All the illegal shit they're doing in the civil claims, we're going to use it in the criminal. Why wouldn't we? I filed 2 motions to intervene for Mike. One was a motion, one was a supplemental. And there was no hearing to see if I even had standing, and there should have been. Likewise, a Judge Morrissey should have held a hearing within 14 days. In my lawsuit, I asked for a protective order. Well, the law requires 14 days. You have to have a hearing. She didn't. So many of those. Morrissey, I filed a default judgment for Lady Godiva's because they never responded. They were prompted 2 and 3 and 4 times, didn't respond. And the Supreme Court has said that's, you got to respond. You can't just not respond to a lawsuit. And so your opponent wins the default. There were stipulations on whether, how much you got to give these people notice and tell them, I'm going to file a default. We did. They still didn't respond. He waits till the day of the hearing, and then he files something. And so the judge says, I want you to file something, Mr. Goodwin. And Ms. Ortiz, did you want to use this that you filed? I can't remember what I filed, she said improper. And do you want me to use this? Or do you want to nix this and you respond to whatever it is he filed? Well, I want to respond to whatever it is he files. I haven't seen it. I don't know what he's going to say. I got to know what he's going to say. So, okay, that sounds good. You would do that, and then we'll have a hearing. There's no hearing. It's just dismissed. Every time I try to file appeals with the state, Oklahoma State Supreme Court, all of a sudden they make sure I'm broken. I can't. And they tell everybody that'll listen, we can't have her file an appeal. We bought the judge. We can't have to buy the whole Supreme Court, too. We'll just make sure she can't make any money, because it costs money to do that. Even if you represent yourself, there's copies. You got to make like fucking 12 copies. I get to pay for my subscription to the case text and the Westlaw and all that crap. I gotta go make, I have ink and a printer. They stole my printer, and they were talking about that long before too. So they make it impossible outside by doing outside illegal stuff. So that's why the guys are like, we're gonna get them in a criminal case on shit like that. You can't do shit like that. It's called impeding court process, and they do it all the time. And so, anyways, my point is that I'm a little bit sad and disappointed in Chief Ridley and the Creek County DA the Creek County DA is the one that said I'm coming back with Chief Miller's body, and he's got extensive damage over his head, neck, and face, and then you're doing nothing. Why? Why is that? I'm disappointed in the. Let's see. How do I say this? I've lost my butt trying to help this guy because I don't know him, but the facts show me. Here's what the facts say. The facts say there's no way he could have done it. So the real offenders are still out, making my life a living hell, and other people's life a living hell, and reoffending and making more victims. Okay, so if you're law enforcement, you have one job: relieve suffering caused by crime. One thing you got to do every day: relieve suffering caused by crime. There is nothing else you're supposed to do all day but that. Not another fucking thing. Relieve the suffering caused by the crime. And if you get the wrong guy, you failed. You failed society. You failed the people who trusted you, the taxpayers that trust you, and put a roof over your head and a car in your driveway and food on your table. You failed them. So for me, my name is on my work. My reputation is on my work. So I try to do my best because that speaks to who I am. It just does. I got to do things that my children, and I know I have a grandchild, and that, on a generation can be proud of, like I am my granddad, not have to be ashamed of and explain and apologize for. So I had that happen with Lynn, my dad, or whoever the fuck he is, the guy that raised me. I had to apologize to people for him hurting them in a way that changed their life in a very negative way. And it wasn't fun. It absolutely was. So I've been able actually to see both. I'm bragging about my granddad. I'm very happy to be his granddaughter. I'm very proud of him. I want to imitate him. I want to live my life like he did. And then I have a dad who was the family disappointment, my granddad said, and I got to apologize for him. And he's not even dead yet that I know of. He might be. I don't even know. So we gotta live our lives in such a way that our family can either say, this person did some amazing thing and they're a legend, and I want to be like that. I remember when I was very young, hearing somebody say, be extraordinary every single day. Be extraordinary. Stand out of the crowd. Do things no one else will do, and be what no one else will be, and make your family proud. Go home at the end of the day and say, here's what I did. I changed a life forever in a good way. This person will never be the same because they knew me. The world is a better place because I'm in it. And make that your goal every day, one person at a time, one interaction at a time. Because if you don't, you're either just boring, or you're the other thing. You're the negative. You're the reason we tell our kids don't have kids. I told my son listen. I'm glad about the grandkids. She's beautiful. She's cute as hell. But at the same time, I did sit my kids down one day and said, this world is bad. I don't know if you want to have kids or not. Even my sister and I had that conversation when we were in our 20s. Do we want to have kids in this world? Because this world is so shitty, and it's gonna beat them up, and we got to watch our kids suffer through the crappy people that are in it. And the abandonment of morals and values and stuff that used to matter that doesn't now. Do we really want to bring, you're seeing people do things you can't imagine, that are kids getting kidnapped. The Adam Walsh thing was a thing when I was young. And here's this little boy who's 6 years old in the store. Well, we went to the store and wandered off to look down an aisle or two for Mom once in a while. Not very often, but once in a while. Never after that. And he gets kidnapped, and they find him decapitated. And of course, we all know who John Walsh is, because he decided the same thing I decided. Let's take a tragedy and let's change the world and make it better. Let's find a way to prevent this ever from happening again. And of course, he can't stop it all. He tried. He tries hard. He has done a lot, though, to stop suffering caused by crime. John Walsh has, because of what he went through. He could have become bitter. He could have become an asshole. He could have let it make him fail. Use that in my, I lost my son. I'm gonna fail. I give up. I'm gonna use that as an excuse to hurt other people. Hurting people hurt people. You heard that saying. Well, he didn't do that. He chose instead to find a way to do what he could do, one person at a time, one situation at a time, to make the world a better place, a safer place, a more fun place. And so I told my kids, my sister and I had this conversation, and you two really need to think through whether or not you want to bring a kid into this world, because it's just shitty. And it gets worse each generation. I mean, you really need to really think about whether or not you want to do that. And Charles Perry's the reason. Dave Robertson, Lucius Calvin, they're the reason. Geppetto. The people tell your kids don't have kids. It's too dangerous in this world to bring a kid into it. You're the reason people you're all things bad. You're all things that make people want to throw up. And so when you ask me, Charles, is it this person or that person helping you? It speaks to how nutbag you really are that you would even ask me that. And then certainly have the expectation that I would answer the question, what in the fuck is wrong with you? You know what happens instead? Because you've never gotten any answers. Why in the fuck would I help you, you bitch? You pathetic nobody bitch. Why in the world do you think I care what you think or how you feel or what you want or anybody? Why do you think that? Nobody understands why you think that. No one asked you, did they? He's typing in my phone last night. I'm fine. Don't care. I said, get the fuck out of my phone. Now I'm pissed off. You're still in my phone, you bitch. Get out of it. Hacking is a felony. You know why? People don't like it when you do that. It's weirdo. You disgust. So I'm disappointed in the lack of support. You don't leave your guy behind. You don't do it. I don't understand it. I really don't. And I don't have any patience for it. I'm sitting in my car on fucking Christmas Day. Not one family member texted me because you told them not to. Clearly, I'm talking to my ex-husband now. Did you tell him to? Did you tell him to come here and fix the things in my life that needed to be fixed enough to get me to the club so you could take my car and do your false arrest and sit me down and try to talk me into being trafficked and get my family to help you? Did you fucking do that? You either did or you didn't. What did you testify to in court that you did? Because I promise you it's not what you really did. So when my guys arrest you and they charge you for all the perjury, poke and peep, don't fucking contact me. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I'll never help you. I never have. When you're gone, Mr. Perry, I don't have to listen to you talk anymore. I don't have to be hacked or peeped on anymore. There's not going to be a threat when I go to work. I can just go to work like everybody else. And not have to worry about somebody blowing up my life. I have people helping me to be able to not have it as bad as you want it, sir. They've kept you from doing as much as you wanted to do. And you're caught. And you act like you don't know that yet. You too, David. You too, Lucius. You too, Calvin. You too, Geppetto. You guys act like you don't know you're caught. We're like baffled. We're like, there's an email about it, so... And we gave you the email. So what makes you think you're not caught? Oh my God. There's no police. It's aliens from Roswell. Gave her special powers to read everybody's mind, right? Jesus. Go tell that to the judge. off your nut whack job. That's Lubbock for you. So we gave Michael his whole page, his own page, and I think that, yeah. See, this has a lot of the pictures that we put. I want to cry every time I talk about this. And Chief Ridley, I adore you. I really do. You were so nice to me. You could have yelled at me and you didn't, and I respect you for that. But I don't understand why you left your man behind. I really don't. I have a hard time with it because I'm not leaving him behind, and I don't know this guy, but I know what the facts tell me, and the facts tell me there's no way he did this, and we don't put up with that shit in this country. We don't do it. You do it one time, you start slipping. You start slipping. This was the report. This is David's dynamic shot employees room, I guess, because the same powder. Look at that. It's in my car, all over the place, all over that room, all over the car. There were people pulling up, taking pictures of me. There's not a mark on this guy. There's no damn way he could. Look at my son was in a fight. My son is in a fight, kinda. He was hit 3 times, right? And then everybody left and went home safe and sound. And there's bloody lips and all this. Mike had nothing like that. Nothing in their arrest report. He's got a red swollen right hand. Their arrest report says. Captain Stupid here. Detective Stupid here. I don't have any patience for dumb cops. I don't. Because I was raised by 4 generations of really good cops. My dad was the shittiest dad on the planet. Almost. He wasn't the shittiest, but he wasn't good. But he was a good cop, I'll tell you that. If he was not an alcoholic, he would have really been a good cop. Okay, so there's an IV needle in it. Barney Fife, you think maybe, finger paint cop, you think maybe that's why it's red and swollen? Because it still didn't look like he beat somebody his head back and forth so bad. The head came off his body like a car crash, the ME said. I'm going by what the medical examiner said. I've asked to see the autopsy report and pictures. Nobody, of course, will show me that. You better believe they make sure I never see that. Look at his hand. And he's telling the guy, you're telling me he's beat to death, but look at my hands. And the guy's like, yo, it appears he was beat to death. And we're all like, oh, wow, genius. You're something. We get that. But the evidence isn't on him. You don't even have probable cause here. How the hell did they get a conviction? Where's the probable cause on Mike Neely that says he beat Chief Miller to death? Where is it? And where is Chief Ridley? And where's the Creek County DA? Why'd you leave him there? Well, he's just sitting in jail in Pensacola. While these guys that actually did that murder are all running around killing people, trying to kill me. I got to sleep in my car on Christmas, and they're trying to coax me out to the club so they can traffic me because Charles wants his money. That's what this is about, Charles. It's not about anything else, and nobody's going to help you. Quit asking me. When you contact me, we get stuff like this right here. March 2nd. He was drugged. He didn't do it. No way he could have. Sure as shit, May. We treated him with Narcan because he was drugged. He was unconscious. He was in respiratory distress. He didn't have anything on his head. There's no bump on his head. He wasn't knocked out. There's nothing on his face. The lip, it says that he had a busted nose and lip from a second incident, a second event. Because the hotel fuck came in, and instead of having some respect and dignity and picking up Officer Neely and laying him down and saying, he's out. Are you okay? Call 911. CPR, something. And let somebody else check Chief Miller, or once he decides and ascertains that Chief Miller is deceased and there's nothing more he can do for him, go back to Officer Neely and do CPR. Find a way to help. He throws him face first into the floor. A police officer picks him up. He's dying. I have no patience. That guy, I don't even know what, I'm out of words. Throws him face first into the floor. Who the fuck does that? Who the fuck does that? He already knew there was a problem. They get called up for a noise complaint. He knocks on the door. Earlier, they lose the remote. He knocks on the door. Officer Neely opens the door. They're a little drunk. He observes at that time Chief Miller's fine. He's laying on the bed next to the window, he said, resting and watching a football game. Mike Neely couldn't find the remote. He helps them find the remote. he answered the door and opened the door wide enough to where Hotel John, can visually ascertain that both parties registered to that hotel room are fine. Little drunk, resting, and fine. Officer Neely's joking around. Everybody's good. Later in the night, like an hour or two, he gets a call of a noise complaint where there's fighting. He goes up to the room. Now, Chief Miller opens the door, but he said only wide enough to see his face. He has no reason to conceal the other registered guest in the room, Mike Neely. Not a reason in the world to do that. So who else was in the room that he didn't want the Hotel John guy to see? Probably somebody with a gun behind his head saying, "Get rid of Hotel John, because we're trying to kill you guys here. We don't want to get caught." This is Detective 101. This is Detective. Anybody can fucking figure this out. My neighbor tells me you don't have to be in law enforcement, and you don't have to be raised in law enforcement to look at that guy right there and see there's no way he could have done this. And yet he's sitting in prison, and the real offenders are out fucking making more victims. And that is not policing, Tulsa police. That is not policing. Escambia Sheriff's County Department, whatever you are. I don't even know what to call you. And I'm raised with police, so I'm taught all my life. Law enforcement is to relieve suffering caused by crime. You got one job. That's the job. You shouldn't be a cop if you like the adrenaline rush. I've heard cops say that, and I'm like, oh my God, you're in it for the wrong thing. If that's why you're in it. There's one job of a cop: relieve suffering caused by crime. And if you're not in it for that, get the hell out of it. You're in the wrong. You're in it for the wrong thing. So he could be keeping people from getting hurt, and he's not. He's locked up while the offenders are hurting people. And Tulsa police had the opportunity to get him on an attempted murder for me and stalking and some other things. Then obstruction of justice, perjury. Well, the perjury was done in Texas, so maybe not the perjury, but obstruction of justice and destruction of my evidence. I didn't get a blood test to rule out or confirm arsenic, did I? Nope. They illegally detained me for 2 months while that worked its way out of their system, and Mr. Powell had no intention to go into trial, or he would have got the evidence, wouldn't he have? First thing you got to do, anybody will tell you who's in law enforcement or criminal justice college, or who has watched a really good episode of Forensic Files, or First 48, or Law and Order. Well, Law and Order's not really a good. Law and Order's too much pretend. The real shows, there's a lot of them on Discovery Channel. The real cop shows. Kelly Ziegler, is that her name? She did a good show. She used to be a prosecutor in Texas. She had a good show called Cold Case, I think it was called. I like her. I think she's very smart. I like smart people. And I think she's dedicated to finding the real offender from what I could see. So you got the Netflix special, Unbelievable, where you have Colorado cops. One jurisdiction fucks up, the other one gets it right. But the problem is, because the first one fucked up, there's more victims. Then the guy moves to a different jurisdiction. Now you got a different police agency, and they get him, but not before he'd made more victims. But you always have to properly collect the evidence. And in fact, on Unbelievable, you show them do a painstaking collection of the evidence to convict a bitch of rape. Painstaking, proper collection of evidence. You gotta collect it, you gotta bag it, you tag it, you gotta wear protective shit so you don't get your crap in there, your DNA as a cop or forensic, person, CSI. You have to make sure that you cover your hair. You gotta wear the body clothing, almost like the COVID suits and the footies, and so you don't get your footprints and your DNA and your hair all mixed into the crime scene. If you're an investigator, they don't just let people traipse through crime scenes. They tape it off so that the neighbors and the looky-loos can't come over there and start fucking around with stuff. I mean, they're very, very careful on any kind of crime scene to properly collect the evidence. So Mr. Powell didn't do it. TPD didn't do it. Now, we'll never know exactly what was making me sick. Was it arsenic? Mr. Robertson said it was. Was it? Or was it something else? Because I Googled symptoms and it came up, You know, the metallic taste, the immediate, the dizzy. I felt dizzy. I felt like throwing up, and I had this funky metal taste in my mouth. And it, so I mean, what made that happen? I'm googling and it says arsenic. I'm texting David Robertson. He's, yeah, it's arsenic, but we don't know that for sure. Mr. Perry would have made sure to have me tested were he not poisoning me, because he's a drama queen. He likes the attention. He would have made sure there was a blood test, and he would have showed the whole world. See, we tested her. She wasn't given anything. Her blood's fine. There's nothing in it. But he didn't do that. He made sure there was no test because he knew he was poisoning me, and we knew what the results would be. TPD did not arrest him for obstruction, and they should have. And now we got this guy. And where's Ridley? I'm hurt, Ridley. Where are you? This is your man. You don't leave your man behind. Why would you do that? I mean, I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm taking care of what you're supposed to do. So, and Mr. Perry's asking me on a daily basis, is this person leaking? Is this person helping you? This morning it was, is Governor DeSantis helping you? Oh my God. Wow. He's asked me if it's Medicare. Oh my God. Is it Medicare? Oh, yeah, Medicare is helping solve crime these days. I mean, just off your nut shit. I mean, why would I help you? I'm never going to help you. It's not going to happen. We all want you gone. When you're gone, then you don't pack me anymore. You don't peep on me anymore. You don't bother me anymore. You don't cause problems for me anymore. You're just gone. Finally, the ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. We'll have a party. You don't understand. We'll have a huge party because you're gone. All you do is creep everybody out and make problems and cause massive, catastrophic, horrible loss. You got people wanting to beat the hell out of you. So I'm supposed to testify, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. I mean, I can't keep repeating the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over. Is this what? Let me see what this is. Somebody's tweet. I don't remember what they said they put. Oh, here it is. Now, look at what this woman did. This is bad reporting right here. The medical examiner said Miller was internally decapitated, which would require the same force one would face in a car crash, which you don't have that kind of strength if you're unconscious and in respiratory distress and overdosed and dying of opioid, overdose. Okay, well, stupid reporter, where are the marks? Where's the marks on him that looks like he could have done that? Where are they? I look at evidence. I don't care what people say. I'm going to look at what I see. Look at that. Jason White, Detective Jason White, first 48 TPD. You see anything on him that looks like he could have caused that kind of damage on another man? What about you, Creek County DA? I think Chief Ridley is scared. I think he was traumatized, and I think he's scared. But enough time has gone by, and he's seen me fight the good fight with no qualms about nothing. Yeah. Fuck yeah, I'll sleep in my car on Christmas, you stupid little bitch. I'm not gonna be your bitch. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna catch your crime. I'm gonna sit here, since I have the help to get what you just said, I'm gonna type it all up like a motherfucker is what I'm gonna do. And then when they arrest you, we'll see you in court. You put something, you type something in my phone, they sit there and watch you do it. Is it Governor DeSantis? Is it Medicare? Is it shapeshifters and aliens? It's aliens. You finally got it, weirdo. The aliens from Roswell gave me special powers, and I can read your mind, and I sprinkled it on Michael, and he can read your mind. So we just all read each other's minds. That's it. There's no police. Yup. That's it, Charles. You got it right. Okay? Go tell Judge Judy. You finally figured it out. Alien powers from Roswell. So that takes us back to here. When you contact me, I never help you. I never will. I can't. When you're gone, we don't have to deal with this anymore. No more poking, peeping. Your guy said... Oh, so what's this? What the fuck is that? We had her ex-husband go and fix everything. So she had no excuse not to go to the club. So that we could do what we want to do to her, which is all criminal shit at her workplace, where we should know or care anything about. And my ex-husband, when you all start getting pushy with something, I know not to do it. Or the guys know, check it out. Don't just jump into it. Because if people around you are getting pushy about something, there's a problem with it. It's called coaxing. Remember Mike Neely had to be begged to go to Pensacola? Remember that? Your little Hansel and Gretel game is what you call it with your nickname. You know how I have the nickname Hansel and Gretel? And Papa John's, and Ratatouille, and Pin the Tail on the Donkey, and Rapunzel, and Weeble Wobbles, and Muffin Man, your little daycare code words. Papa John's means to deliver the trafficked victim. Rapunzel means, did she finally get coerced to go? Did Rapunzel let down her hair? Rumpelstiltskin is, did we make proper ID? Ratatouille is, did we get somebody to take this girl to dinner so we could get personal information out of her we shouldn't have, like her home address? Or some other personal information they're wanting. Did we have the pin the tail on the donkey is when you get him, right? We finally got her. Now we got to make Papa John's. Is that what you want me to, desperate for me to go back to my club where I work and you shouldn't be or care or know? What is it you tell Judy? And why are you contacting me? Because when you contact me, we get more of these. You never get the information you're asking about. We get these. We quote you. I got Lucius's name when you took my home. I got Bald Fat Calvin's name when you took my home. I got Blankenship and Desiree's name when you took my home. I got Geppetto's name when you took my home. You got nothing. You can't even look at your results and go, I'm not getting what I want out of this. Maybe I ought to do something else. You're not even that smart. Everybody else is that smart. You're not. Yep, it's Roswell aliens can make me read your mind. Go tell Judy, okay? You want to go into court and you want to talk to the judge under oath about what's going on? Tell her that. There's no police. She can read minds. That Roswell aliens gave her special powers. And she made it where Mike can read my mind too. Mike from Pensacola can read your mind. Mr. Perry, because I sprinkled Roswell alien magic powers on him. Okay? So, all of this stuff here that we got, Mr. Perry. Every time you contact me, do I help you? Oh, fuck no. I'll never help you. Her ex-husband went over there and got everything all set. So she had no excuse not to go. Now he's all mad that she didn't go. Because when you contact me, we find out more. You are caught. You're caught. And you're too stupid to know that. Now, Mark, do you not understand why people call him mentally retarded? There's a reason he's called that. Retarded means to be held back, sir. So, if your client's not held back, I don't know what would be. He's the epitome of held back. He's got a disease, and our shrink thinks he needs to be put in a mental hospital and sedated because he's crazy and he's hurting people. And you're irresponsible, and you're showing depravity of mind that you've not done a fucking thing about it. He needs a straitjacket, Mark. What happened to your brain? You got the same problem? We need to rule out entrapment because he's provoking her. When you contact me and you ask who are your leaks and who is helping you, in all these years you ask me the same questions every day. And I will never fucking help you. I never have, never will. Never have, never will. Everybody wants for you to be gone. But what happens is you get caught, sir. What is this right here? We need her to Bluetooth her phone. Duly noted for the record. Guess who told me that? Roswell aliens who gave me the ability to read your mind. Not cops. Go tell Judy. What day will they arrest you? Imagine the laughter, Mr. Perry, when you go around telling people it's shapeshifters and aliens. There's no cops. Yeah, okay. Mr. Perry has Huntington's disease. It causes delusion, paranoia, psychosis, hallucinations. The guy sees things that aren't there. Why would for 3, 4, 5 years you ask the same questions of who's my leaks and who's telling on me, knowing you're not going to get the answer to that? Every day the same thing. Then I get threatened, then I get bribed. It's the same. It's like living in a mental hospital with a bunch of crazies. Except they've hacked my phone. And they're causing me to lose major deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. And he's typing in my phone, just come with me. To be trafficked? Yeah, you want your money. You want your money. We all get it. You're caught. You guys act like you don't know that yet. We're laughing at you. We've got all these, and you don't know you're caught? You really are stupid. I mean, I'm sorry, but you should be called names. I mean, it doesn't get any more stupid than you. You got access to all this stuff we have. This is pre-discovery right here. Right here. This tells you you're caught. And if I told you who's helping me, then you're able to do things even worse than you already have, and you've made my life a living hell already. And we can't wait till you're in jail, and you can't do that to me anymore. But you guys that want to, act all... Sonji gets all hurt when I say his name. Sonji, you're not hurt. When Charles contacts me, we find stuff like that out. He can't name even one of my guys. He can't quote one meeting. And our shrink is as much as we quote them as much as we have here. They think they have a choice when they're told they stop now. Then they really have delusion problems and they should be in the mental hospital. Because every time they ignore and keep going at her, we get more and more and more. And how high do we let you bury yourself in what you've done in a courtroom? You tell us. You tell us. So, I mean, look at this. There's not going to be a new apartment and a new car. Bald, fat Calvin. Yeah, it's not up to you. When we got that, was it up to you? When we get all this, is it up to you? Is it up to you? Was that up to you that we got that? Every time you contact me, we get another one. We get more. Because you piss everybody off. I said, don't contact me. Or my family. Or my family. You had my ex-husband. Don't call her on Christmas to see if she's okay. Don't give her money on Christmas. Make her sleep in her car. All day Christmas, let her sit there. Right? By herself. But when we need her to go out to the club so we can kidnap her and to make Papa John's make delivery of our trafficking victim and collect the rest of our money, now we want you to go ahead and go up there and take care of all the shit that she's used as an excuse not to go. Fix it. And by the way, we need to Bluetooth her phone while she's driving, so make sure she gets some way to do that. Right? Caught. Yeah, you're caught. Mr. Perry, you're fucking caught. And the shrink thinks you need to be put in a mental hospital and sedated. That you keep asking the same questions over and over and over. You know good and well I'm never going to answer. I'm not going to tell you anything that could compromise the investigation into your criminal activity that will end it. And I have my privacy back, and I have my family back, and I have my life back, and you're gone. And I have my money back. I won't be broke ever again, and I won't have to lie or suck anybody's dick I don't want to suck. And I'm sorry to be vulgar, but that's what sex trafficking is. That's human trafficking, Mark. Did you prepare the paperwork for the sale of me between Mr. Perry and Houston Realtor guy? There's paperwork. There's a contract. Did you do that? Are you part of the... you don't have attorney-client privilege after you become part of the crime. Everything you talk about is it's admissible in a court of law. It's incriminating. Depending on how they got it. I'm not told that. I don't care. I really don't. It's keeping me alive, right, Keith? What's your deal, Keith? Who's Betancourt? See, what happens is when Mr. Perry contacts me at all to ask me a question he knows he's not going to get the answer to, or push me, or coerce me, or coax me to do something, he's going to put me in danger, and he ought to know better than that by now. I'm not going to do it. The more you push you get on something, we're going to start first. We're not going to just say, no, I'm not going to do it. Because sometimes they do the opposite. If I want to do something and they don't want me to do it, they'll push me just because they know that I usually back up. But we're going to look into it and find why is the coaxing? What's the motive here? What's the agenda? What's the deal with the coaxing? We never just jump in and we're out. First, we're going to check. That's what smart people do. It's called trust but verify. But for us, it's not trust but verify Mr. Perry. It's just what's his agenda here? He's got one. It's not going to be good. It is to hurt. That's all he's done for 13 years is hurt people. He's creepy and he hurts people. Every day, all day long. He doesn't have an alibi to prove otherwise. You know how we know? The aliens gave me special powers. I can read minds. So can Mike. I sprinkled some of that dust on him. That's how we communicate. We just alien mind reading superpowers. Go tell Judy. We don't have cops on us. It's the shapeshifters and the aliens. Every time you contact me, Mr. Perry, we get more of that. You don't get answers. Nobody's going to help you with information. It pisses us off that you even ask. Because we said don't contact me. You're caught. And so we get more of these. Look how many ringtone conversations there are. Look at the dates and times on these. Look at that. Richard was told so many times, get a ringtone, Richard. Get a ringtone, Richard. Richard, get a ringtone. So many fucking times we call a guy ringtone Richard. Poor guy. I don't know what I'd do. Starve her till she lies. Starve her till she lies. This is how many recordings they have of you talking about it. Nobody's going to help you. When you contact me, do I help you? Fuck no. We all want you gone. You're not understanding how very sick and tired of you everybody is. This happens. You don't get an answer. You get caught. McNamara email. Mr. Perry was in 2015. Yuck, like you don't know what it means that we have all this. You don't, do you? You have no fucking idea what I'm saying right now, do you? Because you never react like you understood me. Ever. You always react like you have no fucking idea what I just said. All this here. When Charles contacts me, we find out more. He chases that lie, we get more of the truth. Every time he contacts me, we get more. Every time he causes a loss or a problem for me, we find out more. He never gets the answers. We get this. It's been this way for a decade. Cause and effect, same and different before and after. See our frustration here? Stupid. You see why we call him stupid, Mark? Look at that. I mean, it's so easy, it's not fair. And that isn't even include what it's all in all those files. Robertson and Perry want to get her car. Perry wants the club raided. Perry's traffic daddy in Houston. Perry's human trafficking. When you contact me, we find out more about the crime. You don't get answers, bitch. Nobody's going to help you. Everybody wants for you to be gone. Act like you understand what that means. Because you act like you don't. This is, these are all the 2011, 12 texts to my friends about him stalking long before I could have anticipated he was going to claim he's a victim of a political vendetta. That is the loopiest thing on the planet. Mr. Perry, our shrink is like, Mr. Perry he's unable to identify his legislative duties or what state he legislates in. He can't do it. Huntington's disease. Damn, all the times he wants wanting me pulled over. Pull her over, pull her over, pull her over. He got caught. Then last night it's ping her phone and get the helicopter over her. Well, for what? It's not illegal for her to put typed up police recordings into her Dropbox. That's not illegal. So why am I pinging the phone? And how do you know that's what she's doing? And why am I spending tax dollars to send the helicopter over there? Yeah. How do you know where over there where I am is? Did you get some of the magic alien powers too? I mean, here, look at that. Pull her over, 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 pull her over. Oh my, yeah, see? We got Rogers County MAs watching for her so they can pull her over. I'm targeted prosecute. I mean, it's not illegal. I think that's illegal. I don't know. I'll have to ask our prosecutor. Mail, fucking mail shit. I mean, this was open when I got it because there was something important. Now they're complaining. We sent a letter with a fake credit card that she's going to activate, thinking it's a real credit card. And the second she activates it, we can confirm she got the letter. I'm sorry, but my mail's missing again. I've had to make a bunch of phone calls to try to find it. And that's why right there. Cause and effect, same and different before and after. The thing is, we're very consistent. It's been the same thing every day since 2015. Every fucking day. You got my ex-husband up here. First, you made him ignore me on Christmas Day. I didn't text him, but they didn't text me either. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to be there for you. Neither are your kids. Neither is your cousin. Have a happy fucking Christmas. Because you won't be trafficked voluntarily and you won't lie for Charles. So we're going to retaliate and make your life a living hell. And then, but everything changes when they need me to go to the club. Where they can basically fucking kidnap me, get my family to help. I promise you my family would not do that voluntarily. So you coerce them too. Or I know my family. I've known them since I'm born. You are an outsider. My family would not hurt me unless they were threatened or misled or both. So can you imagine the celebration that will happen when you're finally in jail at the lives you guys have ruined, and why we have no problem getting information? And sometimes what that means, you stupid son of a bitch, is that means a cop got a leak from somebody sitting right next to you and took it to the judge and said, look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing to our family. And the judge signed a search warrant, something. Wiretap, something. So you pissed off people with a hell of a lot of power, Mr. Perry. Mark. He thinks the problem is that his client got called a retarded man. That's the first one that you know of. 2015. You don't know what this email means, and you don't know what it means that we have it. But when you cause me a problem, we get shit like that every day, all day long. You want me to ping her phone and send a helicopter where she is because she's typing up things like this? It's basically information she got from police. She's documenting it as it comes in, as it happens. It's not an after. I mean, it doesn't do us any good to put it out after you do it. We have to put it out before you do it. Put it out means, it might mean I just send it to my attorney. It might mean I send it to a friend. It might mean I send it to a friend who's also a reporter. You're not supposed to know all that shit, are you? No, you're not. When you contact me, though, we get more just like that. Is that what you wanted? Because that's all you've gotten for 13 years. You don't get a date. You're not wanted. You are not loved. You are told on. You're alone. You're alone and told on and told on. And you act like you fucking don't know. So when you ask me these questions, who's helping you, who's leaking on me, do you really expect an answer? Because you shouldn't. And nobody understands why you do. When you contact me, I fucking hate it. I said, get the fuck out of my life. So more of those. What doesn't mean that we get that, Charles. We take it from you. He always types in my phone. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. Are ya? Looks to me like we just got and we just took. I think you need to remember who it is you're talking to, whack job. Don't threaten me. Don't fucking threaten me. Don't threaten me, you bitch. Remember who it is you're talking to. Ask Lucius. Seems like you just forget. You're caught. Dumb fuck is what that means. Gosh, Mark, go tell the judge she called my client a dumb fuck after he blew her life up, and he won't stop harassing her again all day today. Want to know who told on him? Yeah, 'cause that's the question. Who told on me? Guys, that can get me that in jail, and it wasn't up to you. When we quote you, it's not ever up to you, is it? Is it? Does any other victim know they've been sold to N22 before you did it? Delivered? My guess is not. But I do. Don't forget who it is you're talking to. And it's not up to you, Mr. Perry. When we got this, was it up to you? When we got this, was it up to you? That's a video. When we got that, was it up to you? It was not. When we got that, was it up to you? This? Was it up to you? I don't think it was. Was that puzzle getting to me in jail? Was that up to you? What about this? Was it up to you when we got this? When you contacted me, we got that. Do you see the correlation? I'm not a special ed teacher, and I have zero patience for you and having to say the same fucking thing for you over and over and over. I've got to take time out of my busy day to deal with you and the repeat, because you're stupid and you don't understand what people say. One time ought to be enough. When you ask me all fucking day, every day, is it this guy helping you? Is it that person leaking? Is it that? Why is it you think I would help you? When you're gone, I will never be broke again. I'll have my privacy back. I'll have my reputation and my family back. You're gone. You're fucking gone, finally. So there's no fucking way I'll help you. The guy's helping me just told me, don't go to work. He's going to hurt you. It's too dangerous. Sometimes he might be going to do something, but it's not going to be something you can't get around, and we can get evidence out of that. Go. Sometimes they tell me it's not worth it. Sit your ass home. Sit your ass home. And you're going to have to go without some food. I'm sorry. That's the way you want to live, or you want to go a couple days without food. That's your choice. Right there. I'm sorry it's like that right now. We'll make it up to you later. You know that. You think I'm going to give them up? You're off your nut. You're off your nut. Wasn't up to you. Wasn't up to you. Wasn't up to you. Wasn't up to you. This was Judge Kirkendall. Wasn't up to you and we got that, but we got it because you wouldn't fuck off. Wasn't up to you. 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 That's a quote from somebody. Wasn't up to you. Was not 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 up to you. Wasn't up to you. Not up to you. That I knew he was going to go into court and make an argument that made absolutely no sense at all. Not up to you. Not up to you. Not up to you. Not up to you at all. Not up to you at all. None of you. None of you controlled any of that. We control the flow of information, always have. But the people that get that stuff get pissed off when you continue to contact me and you've been told not to. And you continue to fuck with my family and you've been told not to. You're caught. I don't go out with men that play with little girl toys and sit around and watch TV all day. I go out with men who are smart and busy. I don't go out with people who waste everybody's time. Repeat, 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 repeat. Still doesn't get it. Most people don't have to be told this stuff at all, much less over and over and over and over and over. And you still don't get it. You are caught. You're caught. You get caught every time you do the crime to me. Do you understand the words, Mr. Perry? Wasn't up to you. 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 Not up to you. Not up to you. Not up to you. Not up to you. Was that up to you? I don't think it was. Nope. Not up to you. Not up to you. And none of these people that get this stuff from you to me are going to help you. Not up to you. They fucking hate your guts. Not up to you. 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 Absolutely none of this is up to you that we got that. But when you contact me and when you cause me the loss of anything at all, we get it. We get more. Not up to you because you piss everybody off. It's sick that you do that. Not up to you. All this stuff here, none of this was up to you that we got it, Mr. Perry. Not one bit of it. None of this was up to you that we got. None of that. We got it, and it wasn't up to you. And we got it because you were fucking with me to piss everybody off. I'm repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. No one's going to help you. It's not going to happen. Stop asking me. Because when you ask me, we get more. Because it pisses everybody off. You were told don't contact me, and that's fucking what we meant. Don't contact me. For you to think you have a choice speaks to how delusional you are. You need to be in a butterfly net and sedated. No more filters, no more impulse control, no grasp on reality at all. Can't understand a fucking word I'm saying either, can ya? Nope. All those names where every time you contacted me or took something from me that was like a home or a car or a eyelash for that matter, what does that mean that we have all that? You don't know, do you? It's embarrassing. Go see Judge Parker and tell her that there's no cops helping me. It's the fucking Roswell aliens gave me superpowers. I can read your mind, and every time you have a thought, it goes out to all the people who have the superpowers from the Roswell aliens. Me, I have it. Mike has it. Who else has it? Go tell her. There's no cops. It's that. Yep. There's that. You using my ex-husband. Okay, well, we did say... There's that. Wasn't up to you that we got that either, was it? But you're caught. Yep. Every time you contact me, we get more. Because I fucking hate your contact. I said, get the fuck out of my life. Shut the hell up and get away from me. That's what I mean. I don't like you. Everybody's sick of you. All that wasn't up to you, was it? Nope, it was not, Calvin. Lucius. Not up to you at all, was it? Not at all. We've always controlled the flow of information. You should know that by now. When you ask me, who is it? I've never answered you. Why would I do that? That didn't even make sense. Not up to you when we got that. Get the point? Everybody else, somebody's going to have to sit Perry down and do the finger paints because I'm out of patience. I'm fucking out of patience.